Johannesburg Mayor Dada Morero has survived a vote of no confidence against him. The DA brought the motion accusing the mayor of leading a dysfunctional and deteriorating city during his more than 10 months in office. Action SA abstained and did not vote on the motion. The chief whip also survived a motion by 179 votes. All right, let's bring in now political analyst Kanyima Kubane, who joins us now via video link to weigh in on this latest development. Kanye, a very good afternoon to you. So the mayor survived the vote with 144 voting against the motion, 75 in favor, including, of course, the second largest party in the council that filed the motion, and that's the DA. Your reaction to these developments?
Well, I'd like us to get into the figures and the stats and who voted with who, because if we look at the breakdown of the 270 seats in the council, I think we can map out how the voting went this afternoon. But my overall impression is that the politicians today did not vote in favor of the residents of the city of Johannesburg. What we witnessed today was a pure play of politics, and I believe that the politicians who voted today ended up voting incorrectly. I think this was the one time where politicians needed to think above party politics, but think about the stakes at hand. We've got the local government elections coming up next year. This is really the do or die time. And this is not the time where Johannesburg needed to go in with Dada Morero. I think this was an opportunity even for the ANC to say that perhaps to win back the confidence of our people, let's move Comrade Dada and let's put in somebody who can lead us to the finish line and try and bring back the confidence of the people in the government or the governance that is currently sitting, and they didn't do that.
And of course, I mean, we have our breaking news now that the Johannesburg Speaker, Mthembu, has also been voted out. Your reaction on that?
Well, I see that 212 people voted in favor of the motion. It was largely expected, and even the party Action SA said this earlier today, this afternoon, that they were expecting Unobuhle Mthembu to be voted out. And of course, we also saw the third motion of no confidence, which was Thembiso Zungu, the ANC chief whip, surviving as well, but not going well for Mthembu. So two survived and one got the chop. It's definitely do or die time for political parties. And while Action SA has done fantastic in the city of Tshwane, one has to question why don't they have the same favor in the city of Johannesburg? Why would they take out Unobuhle? And I think that it just has to do with coalition governments. That's all it is. And it has been a detrimental time for the city of Johannesburg. It's facing collapse left, right, and center. The Presidential Working Committee is on it. The bomb squad is on it. But we are not exactly clear what is the mandate, you know. Parties have accused Dada Morero of going rogue with the bomb squad, who they say he appointed them without the approval of council. So the question is, what is Dada going to do different now that he has survived the motion of confidence? Because the ANC has the EFF to thank today. They gave them 29 votes, and that was enough to push it in their favor.
And I mean, I want to stay on your comments on Action SA, but just for our viewers, if they've just joined us. So the Dada Morero, of course, has survived that motion with 144 votes against that motion of no confidence. But as we are discussing now, Nobuhle Mthembu, the speaker, has not. 212 voted in favor of that motion, in fact, and Thembiso Zungu, the chief whip, surviving that too. But just going back to your comments, Kanye, about Action SA, I mean, despite being highly critical of Morero, was part of the 43 abstained. I mean, how would you characterize its approach to the motion? And in fact, those two who have been critical of Dada Morero, but were key to his role?
Well, I think that the Action SA wasted their 43 votes or their 44 votes because they did not need to sit on the fence. They could have voted in favor of the motion, which would have pushed the 75 that we see all the way up to 118 or just over 100. because this 75 that voted in favor of the motion of no confidence was made up of the DA's 71 as well as the Freedom Front Plus's 4. So those in total became that 75. And we see here that if Action SA could have put their vote with the DA and Freedom Front Plus, those votes could have gone all the way up. And I know that it was do or die for the ANC, who of course had to canvass and galvanize the support of the EFF, the IFP, the PA, and all those parties. Some who even gave them one vote, and I guess every vote would count. And they managed to scoop 144. And the ANC needs to go back to the table and not celebrate this victory, but see it as an opportunity for them to really show us their political prowess and their ability to come back. The naysayers are there. Helen Zille is very clear. She wants to be the mayor of the city of Johannesburg.
And I want to go back to what you said about how this particular voting has gone against what the people of Johannesburg would have wanted. I mean, when we look at instability at local government level, I want to draw on some of the statements that were made by President Cyril Ramaphosa during his oral session this afternoon. Despite his acknowledgement and agreeing with that 2024 Auditor General's local government audit report, which really paints a stark picture of widespread financial mismanagement. He says there is no need for the appointment of a commission of inquiry, drawing, of course, from a point saying that, there are interventions that government is embarking on, including COGTA's review of that white paper on local government. I mean, just your thoughts around the lack of political will that we possibly seeing at local government level.
Absolutely. What has killed local governance is coalitions. Coalitions, I'm of the view, have really brought us to this point where we are, because it seems as if we've lost that ability to keep our eye on the functioning purposes of local government. South Africa is a three-tier government structure broken up into national, provincial, and local government. And at a local government level, it is an administrative role, of the state. And this is where they have to deliver the services closest to the people. And that is the primary and core mandate of local government. And even the Local Government Act is very clear about the mandate of the local government. What we have a big problem with in South Africa is the ability to spend our budgets effectively. Many municipalities still send back money and underspend grossly on projects that should be delivered. So we still have a problem in terms of understanding, the fiscal committee's work and responsibility to ensure that the amounts of money that are requested from Treasury are used appropriately. And with the city of Johannesburg collapsing, we also have to look at supply chain. We also have to look at the companies that were getting work. Was there enough contracting of external companies, to tar the roads, to put the lights, to cut the grass? These are the operational structures of government. That's what local government is. And if local government fails, then it means that a big part of government's operational structure also fails.
Absolutely. Kanye, thank you so much for your time, political analyst Kanye Magubane.